With a talent for controversy, it's been difficult to know when to take Tyler the Creator seriously. The artist's aptitude for shock rap was littered throughout his early output, but even then, the occasional glimmer of grace was always alluded to. His third studio album, Cherry Bomb, was brimmed with experimentation, but was also met with polarizing opinions. The abrasive horrorcore seemed at odds with the more tranquil neo-soul cuts on the record, and time had rendered his vulgar verses somewhat outdated, forcing Tyler to consider a new course. For an artist who frequently attempts to perfect his craft while diving deeper into his psyche, the resulting Flower Boy saw Tyler truly bloom. The culmination of 2 years of introspection saw the rapper mature into a capable artist, one finally comfortable in his own skin. Unlike anything we'd heard from him before, it's the album that would change Tyler forever. Flower Boy introduced us to a version of Tyler that seemed more interested in crafting lyrical and sonic beauty rather than attempting to test his listeners' patience for profanity. He had learned to rid himself of the demons that dominated him on Bastard and Goblin, and because of that, he had never been this emotionally honest on a record before. Presenting itself as more of a diary, Flower Boy is a collage of personal knots and troublesome thoughts told through the lens of love songs and flashbacks. The album's themes revolve around two central concepts: flowers and cars. Tyler then cleverly uses the two concepts to build tracks about personal growth and driving away from his problems. The opener, Forward, acts as both an introduction to the album's sound and conflicts. Like the color-splashed cover art, sonically, Flower Boy feels like the brightest and happiest incarnation of Tyler. Perfecting the marriage of his horrorcore past and his neo-soul future, the album sees an artist forging something more sophisticated. With jazz piano chords, swelling strings, washes of synths, and the occasional guitar scattered throughout. Narratively, Tyler is having a bit of an existential crisis.
How many cars can I buy till I run out of drive? How much drive can I have until I run out of road?
Asking if he'll run out of motivation, or if his motivation will outpace what's actually possible, reveals the inner fears creeping up on Tyler. The fear of boredom, and that his passion may eventually fade.
Guess that nothing lasts forever.
Flower Boy also captures the ongoing unraveling of a black man's struggle with his sexuality.
I was never into the beaches and all the sands. See, I was in the woods with flowers, rainbows, and posies falling out of my pocket.
Tyler has hinted at his sexual orientation in the past.
How can I be homophobic when my boyfriend's a and we've been hiding in the closet like I'm passionate fashion, still trying to come out.
But here, his LGBT ties are more explicit. A more mature Tyler was blooming here, and a new narrative just beginning.
Let's go! Flower Boy T, nigga, that's me, rooted from the bottom, blooming to a tree.
Sometimes is a skit of an unknown boy calling into a radio station, asking to have a song played about him next.
Oh, okay, well since you want to be Mr. fucking Secret Agent, what song you want to hear?
The one about me.
This leads into See You Again, a love song describing Tyler's feelings and fantasies for the boy mentioned in the previous cut.
It's them roasted and cheeks, yeah, it's them dirt color eyes, sugar, honey, iced tea.
We get to the first formidable rap cut on the record, Who Dat Boy, which features yet another comment on his sexuality.
Currently looking for 95 Leo.
It's mainly a hype track, but it's the beginning of a drive he's about to head on as Tyler speeds off in his car.
Boy, that's McLaren at 0 to 60 and 2.2 weather, I'm going.
Until he eventually hits a pothole.
Fuck.
Within the track of the same name, we hear of Tyler's isolation and the changes he wishes to make in his life and friendships.
I had to switch gears on him, swerve, left turn, steering wheel on him, nigga, that's a pothole, watch out for the pothole.
He gets out of his vehicle and heads towards his garden shed.
Hey.
The metaphorical closet where he hides his true feelings. On the dreamy track, Tyler appears to be coming to terms with his identity, removing personal barriers, while also encouraging others to embrace themselves fully.
You don't have to hide. I can smell it in your eyes.
For years, the rapper had been accused of homophobia, an issue that led to a ban in numerous countries, despite his seemingly satirical attempts at coming out. And this new truth only seems more vague, considering how incredibly sincere Flower Boy comes across.
Truth is, since you kid, thought it was a face, thought it'd be like the phrase poof, gone, but it's still going on.
He's apparently had these feelings since he was young and thought they'd go away in time. But this casual acceptance over his sexuality seems to have allowed him to be more vulnerable and open about other topics, particularly his feelings of isolation and boredom.
Hi, y'all ain't hit me all day. What the fuck is the problem? Is it me? Cause I'm not solved. I'm bored.
Tyler questions whether his friends avoid him because he's gay and speeds off again in his McLaren. He goes on an egotistical rant trying to brush off those lonely feelings while again commenting on his sexuality in the next track.
Next line I have, I'm like, whoa, I've been kissing white boys since 2004.
But those feelings of solitude quickly return after a phone call.
I can't even lie, I've been lonely as fuck.
Oh, lonely ass nigga.
It's clear that Tyler desperately desires a partner to spend some time with.
Full tank of the gas, but that don't mean nothing without you shotgun in the past.
And by November, he's back to questioning himself.
What if Clinton fucking me over? What if who that boy is rhetorical and this shit is over? What if I'm hustling backwards? What if my accountant ain't...
It appears that Tyler has been driving around attempting to escape his personal issues, but only ends up deeper in these worries while cruising around.
What if I thought the brake was the gas? What if I crashed? What if these deep thoughts is my last? Let me pull over quick.
He then expresses a fear in losing his close friends if he were to share his genuine feelings towards men.
Or all my day ones turn to 3/4 cause of track 7.
Soon enough, Tyler brings up his potential crush again, proclaiming that he wrote a song about them. But when he tries to call and no one answers,
No one is available to take your call. Please leave a message after the tone.
he pours his heart out in a voicemail. Glitter concludes with Tyler expressing his doubts over this potential relationship.
That Joy, this is one side of you, I can't lie, we ain't gonna work out, we a fat boy, yes.
But similar to how Tyler's past expressions and true feelings seem to go unnoticed by friends and fans, the voice message fails to ever reach its recipient.
We didn't get your message either because you were not speaking or because of a bad connection.
Frustrated, Tyler drives home, parks his car, and attempts to enjoy right now, today. The creator's been sad and lonely, perhaps because he's been using a false ego for so long, but eventually he realizes that he has to let go of the past to embrace who he truly is now. With every project, Tyler's personal layers continually keep us guessing and venturing to navigate his headspace. But his vision on Flower Boy was a complete 180 from the dark intensity that defined his earlier career. It's the album that would change Tyler the Creator forever, showing that underneath his hardened and immature persona lied an impressionable individual that begged to be understood. Flower Boy showed that authentic self-expression can be free and essential to growth, that trying to drive away from your problems only delays the start of the real journey. For an artist who frequently attempts to perfect his craft while diving deeper into his psyche, Flower Boy saw Tyler truly bloom. Tyler's transformation was mainly fueled by crisis. But the Flower Boy isn't the only one dealing with a dilemma here. Every year, we lose 30% of our bee population. And that should matter to you because the majority of whole foods we eat are pollinated by bees. CuriosityStream's Secrets of the Hive is a look at what scientists are doing to remedy that looming loss of our pollinators. And when you're done with that, the streaming platform is home to how to build a supercar and features the McLaren racing team creating Tyler's favorite cutting-edge road car. Whatever excites your curiosity can be found on CuriosityStream. Nature, dinosaur, space, food, history, the future, and so much more can be streamed for just under $15 a year. And the great thing about CuriosityStream is that it's not just these documentaries that you'll get access to when you sign up. You also get free access to Nebula, which is an independent streaming platform that me and a bunch of other creators are currently working on. I'm developing a new music series called Offbeat that arrives later in September on the platform. For Middle 8 viewers, a CuriosityStream subscription is less than $1.50 a month. If it sounds like something for you, head over to curiositystream.com/Middle 8 and start streaming some of the internet's best documentaries and creator content. Thanks for watching, and if you liked it, give the video a like rating, subscribe, and share it with a music nerd. Support us on Patreon if you could be so kind, and if you're looking for some new music, be sure to listen to my bi-weekly podcast, Playmate, where I interview artists and chat music. It's all in the box below. Again, thanks for watching, and keep listening to Tyler the Creator.